Welcome folks to Wear and Tear, yet another gear review and outdoor channel. My name is Marcus. I'm sitting here in the beautiful town of Linz, which is a medium-sized, very industrial town in Austria, heartland of Europe basically, close to the Alps, just like 45 minutes away. And it's a pretty awesome place to enjoy various aspects of life. Well, the outdoors in Europe are not as outdoorsy as, for example, like the outdoors in Texas, where you truly can roam around freely. But we have our little sweet spots of nature, even in a very industrialized and very densely populated country like Austria is, for the most part at least. Now, I'm here to talk about gear that helps you to enjoy the outdoors, to get some work done in a safe manner. I will not tell you about survival techniques because the only survival technique I know is basically breathing. Because if I want to get her some food, I just walk down a hill about 15 minutes, I get my debit card out, and I pay for a couple of burgers at McDonald's. That's how much survival this channel is gonna be, not very much. However, I do like gear, not in an obsessive manner, but gear that actually works and actually gets the job done. In this series, the first thing I want to talk about is protective gear because, as they say, safety first. That's why I have my safety goggles on, although I'm not doing any work right now. But anyways, it's a kind of virtue signaling, I guess. Anyways, starting with gloves. I want to talk about the Mechanix Utility gloves. Those gloves, they run for a fairly cheap price on Amazon, between 15 and 20 euros. And I found they actually get the job done. I've done a lot of heavy work with those. The little shack that you see behind me was all done with those Mechanix gloves, and I had them on for like 95% of the time. They're not very heavy. They're really form fit my hands at least nicely. They do not add a thick layer of protection at all. You have full movability. You can also do very fine tasks with those. Now you see they have some wear and tear on them. That means I actually used those gloves. I'm not reviewing a brand new out of the box product to you. I actually have some insight about the abilities and limitations of those gloves. As for the limitations, obviously those gloves are not heavily protective gloves. There is no rubber mold on the back. The inner layer is not very thick. You see them wearing out at the fingertips. Now I have to say, this wearing out at the fingertips comes from a whole lot of abuse. I was chopping down trees with an axe. I was hauling the logs to the campsite. I was also collecting little rocks and then stones and transferring them through the woods. I was also doing some digging, and I did it with a little respect for the limitations of those gloves, which are really actually light gloves and not meant for such heavy tasks. Yet I have to say they held up for 10 months very, very well. I also used them. There are some traces of fire, some burnt traces on them. Actually, there is the first outer layer and the inner layer, which is yet another testimony to the superb build quality of those gloves. So they held up really, really very well. And what makes them true protective gloves is that you don't feel the urge to take them off. Since you can do almost anything except mobile phone operation with those gloves on, you will never feel the urge to take them off because they're in your way. For example, when you do a feather stick with your knife or something like that, or other more fine motoric tasks. Heavier gloves, they would be probably in the way, or they surely are in the way. So you never feel the urge to take them off. That means you always have them on, and when you have them on, they protect you nicely from minor injuries like if you thorns and thistles, and also the wood comes with certain elements to it that can kind of stingy. You pinch yourself, So they protect you very well from those minor injuries. They will not protect you from an axe falling on your finger, of course, but I don't know any gloves that would accomplish that job. So I would strongly suggest to look into these high quality gloves. And as you see, they have some wear and tear on them. I'm not doing a product placement here. I bought a second pair of these because they were on a special offer on Amazon and for like 16 bucks, and I just like them so much and I want to always be able to replace those. Now, what though if you need some heavier protection for your hands, where the Mechanix Utility won't cut the mustard? Well, I suggest you check out the Mechanix M-Pact. For downhill riding and for operation of heavy machinery whatsoever, I like to use those. Mechanix M-Pact. Of course, whenever you add some more armor, you lose some, well, you lose some movability, you lose some fine motoric capability, and that is also true with these. But they have an excellent fit and finish, and they will not be in the way a whole lot when you do finer tasks. Now, for the protection capabilities, you see the reinforcements here in the palms. You see some added impact protection here, which actually works because I tried it out. I decided to slam my bicycle into a parked car, which is rather embarrassing, but then I had a very nice fall, and those gloves really protected my hands very well, and there is hardly any wear and tear on these because it's very difficult actually to damage those in any way. Now you have the rubber mold here on the back side, which extends all the way to the tips of your fingers, so you have maximum protection here, even from any impact that might get you here. Well, of course, you might wonder, why is this yellow material there? It kind of looks a little bit, yeah, interesting. If you like it, you like it. I'm not particularly into it, but Mechanix calls this material 4X. It's the 4X material, and they claim that it holds up 4 times as long as the normal synthetic leather stuff that they use. Question is that a truthful description? And I can give you an answer to this question as well, because my wife, she uses the Mechanix Fast Fit, and she loves the Mechanix Fast Fit for her job. The problem was that those Mechanix Fast Fit, they wore out quickly, because their work that she does is at times kind of heavy, and they wore out quickly on the fingertips and so on, and they broke up. And although she loved the fit and the finish, the design of those gloves, she really needs to replace those like every 2 months max. Then we saw the Mechanix Fast Fit with the 4X material. So the same type of glove, but with 4X material. And she operates these now since about a year, and she doesn't have the same problem she has with the regular Fast Fit. So it's definitely the case that this Mechanix 4X material is a lot more durable, and it doesn't take anything away from the way how it feels, or it's very nice on the hand, and it's not thicker than the regular material, but it's just a lot more durable. So definitely it's a good idea to look into Mechanix gloves and also the 4X material if you want to protect your hands. Like, I want to protect my hands because I'm a city boy, and if I run around with hands that are jacked up too badly, I can't do my job. And that actually would mean that I can't buy outdoor gear. But I could enjoy a lot more time in the outdoors, but not on my own volition, I guess. Well, anyways, wear and tear in March 2017, over and out.